Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Shoot the Five with your host, Xavier Porter, co-host Pat DeMoss.
Hello.
Pleased. There we go. We are thankful. We are pleased. We are excited for today's guest. We have Shelly Vincent on the line, as well as Heather Hardy on the line.
Is that my best friend?
That is your best friend.
I told everybody we dating now. Nobody believes me. I thought that might be you.
Well, we're very thankful to have both of y'all on the line today to talk about some things. Co-host Pat DeMoss is also on the line today. How excited are y'all? Who would like to go first? How excited are y'all for October 27th?
I mean, I'm gonna let you go first. How about that? That's how good of friends we are now. Yes, we are. So listen, I'm excited. I mean, just Madison Square Garden itself. Everybody knows I wanted the rematch. I mean, it's a blessing, and even the fight on the card for Danny Jacobs. I lost my mother to cancer to see what he did. Like, that's always a drive and an inspiration for me. So I think there's all the factors are great. I mean, besides it being New York, but I'm very excited. And we get a full camp this time. Like we get to really train. For sure. I mean, last time we had 3 weeks. I made no mistake. I was eating pizza at midnight, and Lou DiBella called me and offered me the fight, and I was like, fuck. It was 3 weeks of fat camp, not fight camp. It was fat camp, trying to get the weight off. So it's really nice to be able to have all this time, not only to get the fat off, but to really fine-tune things and work on stuff for the fight.
Yeah, and like she was saying, she was eating and shit. I had some plane tickets for me and Jen to go to Bolivia to get counseling for our rape. So I lost all that money, and them flights are not cheap. And it was just the timing was, I think it was probably just like, 3 weeks for everybody, but, you know, everything's a little bit different this time.
I understand. Now, with the training, the fact that you both have your training schedules in place, I'm assuming, like a lot of other people, that the fight will probably be more intense this time. Is that fair to say?
I think that I'm gonna just jump in and I'm gonna say that it definitely was intense last time, but it will still be the same intensity, but probably much more technical skills. You know, like Shelly and I both didn't have a chance to really polish anything up, work on things, study tape, do anything. It was like, shit, we got to get ready for this. It was a now or never kind of thing, and now we can kind of look back at the first fight, see what we got to do better, what the other girl did better than we did, what they were landing, and really analyze things and going smarter. It will be just as intense, but I think it will be a little bit prettier to watch for boxing fans.
Okay. Shelly?
I agree. I think it's going to be, you know, like just to be continued from the first one. I think it's going to be 10 more rounds like that, except, you know, like she said, there was things that needed to be corrected, like the uppercut ain't going to be there, so I hope you're working on something else. And you know, just stuff like that. Like, I know that I was leaning on my front leg and stuff and all that stuff. So just like she said, we have time to actually fix stuff and come out with a game plan and all this stuff that all the things that we couldn't take this, you know, we couldn't do last time.
Okay. Pat, you have any questions?
I mean, if they just want to talk right now, I mean, talk about their fight, how their training's going. I'm kind of curious. How far are both of you into camp right now?
Like day 3.
Day 3?
Yeah, for me, I just started. Like I was just eating ice cream. Like I'm only I think 8 pounds away from weight or 7, something like that. So.
Okay.
I'm just.
I mean, for me, huh? No, I was just saying for me, like I got fat, but. I mean, like for the last 2 months, I was helping Ronnie get ready for a fight. I was helping Alicia and Napoleon get ready for a fight. So I've been in the gym. I've been doing rounds of sparring. I just haven't been running. I haven't been conditioning. I haven't been really sticking diligently to my boxing training. And I haven't been on a diet. I've been drinking rosé and fucking eating bread for the last 2 months, you know, waiting for that stupid fight date so that I could get my fat ass back down. So now it's really just cracking down. I'm back since Monday, back down to 3 a days and running the bridges every day and eating the damn salads and kale. So it's a different training, but I've been in the gym. Not to say I haven't. I have.
And I was in the gym, but I was only lifting pretty much because after the fight I had I had something. I wasn't sparring or none of that stuff, so I was just lifting weights and everything. But that kept me to where I needed to be. I ran maybe like every once in a while, so I just started sparring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. This fight, you know, like I said earlier, it was such a great performance on both of your parts back what was it 2016, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And now has the potential of not only becoming like a trilogy, but a lot of us are also wondering, I'm pretty sure as well as you are wondering, why this fight is not being put on a national network for everyone to see.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get your thoughts on that.
You want to go first?
I got to do your thing.
No, you know what? I think it's really bullshit, and it's really disappointing. Our numbers from the first PBC fight blew away everyone, right? And then we had 6 months of complete inactivity. We didn't do anything. Nobody gave a shit about us. And now all of a sudden, women's boxing is being televised on HBO, on Showtime, and all these places, and no one is giving a second thought to the two OGs who put it up there to begin with, right? And it's super disappointing. And I know that everyone in the industry is sick and goddamn tired of hearing me talk about things like, I'm not being on TV, I'm not being on TV. But the truth of the matter is this. I went to Bellator, and for 1 year I was in Bellator MMA. And every single time I fought, I was on Spike TV. And every single time I was on Spike TV, I was able to double my purse with endorsements from sponsorships because I was on Spike TV. So when they hold us from things like HBO or Showtime or even the HBO stream that can be done on Facebook Live or on YouTube, it really prevents us from making money. So not only are we getting really, really small purses, but they're stopping us from making money from other avenues. And it's extremely frustrating. It's like, I wouldn't mind fighting in the middle of the street with no one watching if I was getting a decent paycheck. But if you're not going to pay me, at least put me on HBO where I can pick up 5 or 6 sponsorships that'll cover the slack for what you're not paying me. I work 2 jobs right now around training for this fight. I mean, and that's ridiculous, training for a world title fight. Ask Danny Jacobs how many hours he works outside of training, because he doesn't have to, and that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, and everything that she just said, that's exactly how I feel. And we definitely have the people that want to see it. I have people that already bought tickets, and they're plane tickets and everywhere from Texas, California, Florida, Virginia, Atlanta. So people obviously want to see this fight, and it's good that they're flying in, they're doing all that, but it's sad that they just can't watch it on TV and save money. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I mean, I've already sold $2,500 in tickets already, and thank God, because it's helping me pay my rent this month. I'll be able to pay back when I fight.
Can you say that number again? Can you say that number again?
I've sold $2,500 in tickets already.
Oh, I thought you said $25,000.
$2,500 in tickets already. No. But I mean, that's just preliminary. Shelly knows that all the money comes the last 2 weeks before the fight comes.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
You have $2,500 in ticket sales now. I mean, that's a tremendous number.
I have about the same too.
Yeah.
I have a lot of the tickets paid for, and I don't even have them yet. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
The people are trying to pay fast because they don't want to be left empty-handed, because they know it's going to be an exciting fight. They know that me and Heather really don't care for each other. We respect each other a little bit more, and you know what I'm saying. We could be on the phone together in the elevator together and stuff like that. And it wasn't like that before. But people know that this fight is, you know, it's crazy to not put it on TV. Like this is a fight of all fights that you know is not going to disappoint.
It's
because of all the factors.
People said it was like the Gotti Ward fights in the beginning. And if you watch the Gotti Ward fights, the very first one, they were at war. It was like stupid ridiculous. If you watch the second one, at the very end of the fight, even though the fight was a disgusting war and they were bloody and they were black and blue and they were almost knocked out, at the end of the war they were like feeding each other water and sharing a towel.
Yeah, they were in the hospital, like room to room next to each other.
For real, because you don't do 10 rounds with someone, love them or hate them, and not bare your soul. And that's exactly what happened. It doesn't mean that Shelly and I are fucking best friends or that we're
dating, Heather.
Everything.
When are you going to tell these people?
Bitch, don't. even.
You know, what had happened was when my father started training her.
That's right. That's right. We got a little close.
And then, and then and then we was like, things happened. The heat was on. So, but no,
that's what it's gonna be now. 40,000 people are gonna think.
I know. It's crazy the stuff that's being said. That's why I'm like, I don't even believe anything no more. And I guess I'm like, it's probably just a crazy fan that started that shit. Like,
I know. No, they want you to hate me again. People don't like this. That you're being a little nice. People are like, you're supposed to hate her.
So out of character.
One.
Put on a straight jacket.
Do you guys think that the after the first fight, where so much was going on between y'all in the first fight, and now with the second fight, do you guys think it adds more to the hype of the fight to say, okay, the love there might be a little bit of love there, but it's definitely a whole lot more respect there.
Let me hit that. I think that, let me put it to you like this. Like, I can go in the ring with my sparring partners who are my best friends, and these girls fuck me up so bad. Like, Black and Blues, they beat the shit out of me, right? There's no love lost. It's just we fight for the fight. And for me, I can say for my entire career, as hard as I've ever fought any opponent, I never hated them. Like, I didn't hate Shelly in the first fight that we had because I didn't. Bitch, I didn't. When I said I didn't think about you, I ain't playing with you. I didn't hate you. You hated me, but I didn't need that feud.
I did hate you.
I don't
keep it real.
I know, and I'm keeping it real. Like, ask anyone who knows me. Like, I really didn't pay you that much mind. I didn't need that to fight hard. I don't need that. I can hug you, be your friend, be whatever you want, and then still beat the shit out of you because I don't care. Because boxing is boxing.
Shelly?
Me, I didn't like her, and I've never disliked somebody that I fought because I don't need that shit either to get my shit off. Like, I have my shit from my childhood and my past, and that's what pushes me and drives me. That's the shit I think about. I think about getting raped. That dude, what he did to me. The guy that poured gasoline on my mother and chased her around the house with a match, that hung me off the wall by my neck till I almost died. That's the shit I think about when I'm getting ready to fight. So I don't even have an opponent. I'm fighting cancer. I'm fighting rapists. I'm fighting, you know what I'm saying? I black my mind out. It's like I almost get depressed before I fight. It happens every single time, and if I don't get depressed, I fight like shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need that either. You know what I'm saying? But with Heather, I didn't like Heather, and I guess it was because of the hype that they gave her, and I thought that she lost like about 3 fights before we fought, and you know what I'm saying, all that, the blonde hair, the blue eyes, I look like a little boy, so everybody's like, fuck you know
my eyes are green. My eyes are green.
See, that's how much I wasn't paying attention.
I know.
But, just all those factors, and then it turned then it became personal, and stuff was being said, and you know what I'm saying, so whatever, but then, let me tell you how things changed for me with Heather. Heather wrote that article for the Rolling Stone or the New Yorker, right? It was in both or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's like, Heather, all your names in this article, Heather's talking about you. And I'm like, here this bitch go again, and I'm just over here minding my fucking business. You know what I'm saying? So I read it, and I was like, oh, that's like a great article. So I was like, hey, victim to victim. That's a nice, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made me look at her different. Is I was like, damn, man, like if my soul could look into her soul, it's probably like looking into a mirror because of we went through the same shit when we were kids, and to go through that type of stuff with the kids, it's when you know somebody else went through those things, it kind of like brings you down, your guard down, your walls down because you know how to do it. So I understood her a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you understand, but I'm sure you understand a little bit, right, Ella?
I get it. What it is. And, like, that's why I never hated you, because I always fucking knew we was looking in the mirror. Bitch, you
and I
were the one who did.
So you guys have, like, similarities in the sense of things that you both experienced in life and overcame.
Yeah.
A lot of them. And I think that story mirrors a lot of female boxers, right? Because, well, I won't say that all female boxers or all girls like us experience some sort of
I can't hear anything. I don't know.
I know. It sounds like someone's holding their phone out of the car window.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking also. It sounded like somebody was moving or something.
For real.
I think that's. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds much better. Okay, sounds good. Wasn't me.
Say that anyone who can go through 10 rounds, I feel like they fought through something in their life, and whether it's rape or child abuse or, you know, something as trivial as a bad breakup with a boyfriend. I mean, you can't judge anyone's 1 to 10 scale of 1 being the best and 10 being the worst. And whatever fuels women like us to fight, to drive, to keep going, to not be afraid. I mean, it kind of bonds us together. And you can't deny that when you're in the gym and there are 10 girls in the gym, you all share something. Whether you're friendly or friends or you hang out outside or you don't, when you're inside the gym, you guys all share something. And I feel like that with all my sparring partners, all my training partners, and even the girls I've ever fought.
Heather, I'm kind of curious. You say you work 2 jobs right now. What does your training schedule look like? Like when are your training sessions, and what exactly are your jobs right now?
So I work at Gleason's as a personal trainer, and I also work at a fitness boxing gym, Shadowbox, as a head coach. So I teach all their teachers, and they have 2 locations in Brooklyn and Manhattan. So I'm kind of shuffling between 3 gyms, like teaching teachers, teaching clients, teaching students, teaching classes, and I try to build my training schedule around that. So I work with my preliminary trainer, who's Devon Cormack. He's been my trainer my whole career. And then I have a strength and conditioning coach, so I have to travel to Queens, to another borough, to go and do my strength and conditioning for an hour, 5 days a week. And then I come back to Brooklyn, and I train with Blimp, the big guy, who we do different kind of technical stuff. So, I mean, I'm juggling all this shit. Usually I'm out of the house at 5:30 in the morning. I don't come back until like 8:30 at night because I have to do mom stuff around all that, too.
Wow. I mean, it's not a good thing, again, that, you know, a boxer fighting for a world title has to work, you know, a regular job during the day. But I guess it kind of is a good thing, though, that it is around boxing and fitness. So, I mean, it ties in with your training a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps me sharp, right? Because anytime you're teaching someone else to correct their boxing, it reminds you of the stuff that you have to do. But I don't get the things like sleep and rest and recovery. I've never done cryo in my life. I fucking hate taking ice baths in my tub because it's the only way that I can recover. So, I mean, that's the shitty part of not having things like sponsors, right? Because I'm going to get this paycheck in the end of October, and you know what it's going to go to? My trainers, the gym dues that I haven't been able to pay for 4 months, my month rent that's late, the Con Ed bill that I've been putting off for weeks. It's like me and Annie aren't going to get to go on vacation. I'm going to have to pay for all the shit that I haven't paid, and then pray I have a fight coming up that I can finish paying her tuition by June. And I'm sure Shelly will say the same thing. We're not getting paid a lot of money. I mean, especially when you consider the layoff. So by the time you pay your trainers, you pay your gym dues, you pay all your late bills, I mean, you're lucky if you can go out to dinner and buy a new outfit.
Wow.
Yeah, no, the pay is disrespectful, but I mean, it's more than we were getting before, but it's still. I think what's going to happen is, you know, by time that it's all good and great for women, of course we're going to be out the door, but you know, it looks like it's picking up, but it's taking forever. It's not going to happen in our time.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'm in my late 30s. Shelly's in her late 30s. This is, like, our time. And I'm really happy that we are able to do this rematch because we fucking deserve it. We were the girls who broke through on PBC in 2016 when nobody else was on friggin' TV.
If it wasn't for us, that place would have been empty.
That's right. And when there weren't a class of female Olympians who were signed, you know, when me and Shelly were in the amateurs, we were coming out of the amateurs the first year that the girls were able to go in the Olympics. People forget about all the epic fighters, the Belinda Lara-Fuentes, Melissa Hernandez, Alicia Ashleys, and so many more, Emery Sakaratos, Veronica Jeffries, you know, who never got a chance to be in the Olympics, who did out their whole career fighting for $100 a round, who did world titles flying around lucky if they could pull in $3,500. So it's like, yeah, sure, we're doing better than they are, but are we making the money the guys are? It's the old thing, like, no freedom till we're equal. And we're not fucking equal. Sure, put us on TV again, but look at our paychecks. We're not equal, nowhere near.
And look, they need to put us on TV. They need to do what's right. They need to put us on TV. Because like you said, we broke them views on PBC, right? And then they put us on here. It's going to prove that those views was from us. And, you know what I'm saying? It's live and the viewers and all that stuff. Then, you know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a trilogy. than pay us what we really should be getting paid, because we proved that we put in the same asses in the seats as the men. You know? And how are we supposed to get our names out there if we can't be seen on television? Like, we're selling right, we're selling all these tickets, like, because we sell more than most people, you know what I'm saying? So imagine if they did give us that outlet to show people who we was and what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? And then they put other girls on, like Katie Taylor definitely deserves to be on television. Amanda Serrano definitely deserves to be on television. Like, there's mad girls out there that should be on television, and these people don't know nothing about it because they're not giving us a chance like they did with what was that? You know, that them girls, they bonded together. It's for the MMA. And then now the women are on TV and they're headlining. It's not even men sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's because they were given an opportunity and they proved what they could do. But they're not trying to do that for us.
Somebody took a chance. Somebody took a chance in MMA. And it showed, like, you go into any MMA crowd, they know the girls more than they know the guys.
Why do you think
you look at...
Because Dana White took a chance. Dana White took a chance on Ronda Rousey. He said, you know what? She's marketable. Let me put her on a big pay-per-view card.
And
they didn't fucking bury her on Fox Sports 38 like they did to me and Shelly. They put her on a big pay-per-view card that millions of people were tuning in to watch, and they made her the main event, the co-main event. And I said that for years. Like, imagine if they made Heather Hardy the co-main event for any of the huge fights that I did for PBC, the Garcia Thurman, or... I can't even think of them all because there really were so many of them where I was buried on the undercard or I fought after the main event. Like, imagine if somebody would have put me out there, what could have happened? And I never got that chance because no one was ever willing to take a chance. Even after I'd sold $40,000 in tickets to the Barclays, people don't understand. I would run from my training at Gleason's up to the Barclays Center, then hand me a handful of tickets, and I'd go sell them. And then I'd go back 5 days later, get a handful of tickets and sell them. People hear of us selling tickets, and they think, oh, you know, fans just go and enter the link. No, we get a handful of fucking tickets that we have to sell on consignment.
Yeah.
That's insane. What kind of professional athlete? Imagine Derek Jeter having to sell tickets for every baseball game he played at. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Did you say consignment?
Yeah, we get them on consignment. If you don't sell them, I mean, sometimes you can give them back, but, I mean, you're taking them under the assumption that if I don't sell them, I'm stuck with them.
Yep.
So you take them by the handful. You pray that you can sell them if you have to. You know how many times I've had to buy tickets and donate them?
Wait.
Because I don't want it to look bad giving back.
Let's talk about how much money I put into my car. I drive a Beamer, right? My car, you should see the stack of receipts I have because I drive from Massachusetts to Connecticut to New York to all these places selling tickets because I have like a surrounding community. Then, you know, some people get the PayPal, but most of those tickets, some people won't drive unless I drop them off personally. I don't know why.
100%.
But you know what I'm saying? So my car got dumb miles on it, and it's all from driving around selling tickets. Do you think that anybody cares about that? Like, no. Like, that's what our money goes into, is doing the stuff that the men don't have to do. You know?
Flyers, doing guest bartending jobs in Manhattan on the weekends, so that I can try to get drunk people to buy tickets for my fight. I have, like you said, I don't drive, but my sister does, and I have my sister delivering tickets all over the 5 boroughs because people don't want to get them, and I have to make it so, I'll give you free T-shirts if you buy tickets to my fight. People don't understand. I am more qualified in marketing than probably any human being that works at the Barclays Center right now. Because if I can pull $30,000 or $40,000 in tickets for one of my friggin' fights and be the only one doing it, it's like Shelly said, imagine if they put us on TV and people were buying tickets that I didn't have to fucking knock on their door and ask them to buy them. People who just wanted to see you. And people are like, wow, I can't believe you and Shelly are friends now. You know, it's not even about being friends. It's about being fucking relatable. Like, we both deserve money. We both have worked so hard our entire career making our names. This is supposed to be when we sit back and like, get all the rewards for it. And here we are, you know, with all these records, fighting for this huge world title at fucking Madison Square Garden. And we're like, begging to sell tickets still not going to be on TV, still not getting great money, and still not fighting and able to get sponsorships, right? Like, that sucks.
Why is it, I'm very upset to be hearing this, and I wish it was something somebody could just grab and say and choke and say, "Hey, fix this problem right here," because
let's all go get a car. Call the T-Mac.
Because I honestly, from the outside looking in, I just for the world of me, I don't understand why not only the networks are not, really saying to themselves,
this fight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out also when it comes to like, okay, well, this business-wise, right, business sense, with regards to what you both just mentioned, and having to sell tickets and buy tickets on consignment and things of that nature. Is that something that's contractual? Is that something you guys agree to? Is that how it's presented?
But it's understood. It's understood.
Okay.
If we're not a short-term investment, nobody sees us as a long-term investment.
Gotcha.
If I didn't sell $10,000 worth of tickets, nobody would care about me. Right?
Gotcha.
Like, that is part of what made me who I am. Making sure that I put asses in the seats and I pay my way. I pay my purse, I pay my opponent's purse, and I pay for half the seats I take up in the venue, right? There were days I would sell $15,000 or $16,000 in tickets for BB King's where they would rent the place out for $7,500 for the night. Right?
Yeah.
So, like,
now,
it's a no-brainer. Who wouldn't put me on the show?
Now,
Yes.
listen, in Rhode Island, see, this is the part that messed me up, actually, when I started thinking about it, right? So think about the times that I was fighting 4-rounders or 6-rounders, right? Let's just put that as a thought, right? And I was selling $30,000 in tickets. I was selling out them arenas pretty much by myself. And do you think I got even, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, you know what? Then I just won't fight, because it doesn't change anything for me if I don't fight. But if I don't fight, then you're not going to make money. So I was like, either we got to get a mutual understanding, or, so something has to be fixed. I had 2 teeth that I don't have, right? And I'm like, you guys don't even offer to fix my teeth. And it wasn't their fault. It wasn't from boxing, but it was a dumb doctor that pulled my wrong tooth and killed my tooth. But, but it's like I can't even, at that point, it's like, what am I even going to do? I don't have insurance or nothing. I don't have a real job. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was like with these guys. They're getting paid so much, it doesn't matter. But
And what it is that the promoters invest in the guys because they can make their money back on a Showtime or an HBO or an ESPN, because the networks will pay for the guys. And they'll go, okay, I can, support them for 10 fights, and once I get them to 10-0, I'll be able to make 10 or 20 grand on them by selling them to a Showtime fight. If you have networks not airing female fights, then we become dead investments for promoters. So they don't give a shit about us. They don't want to invest any money or invest any time or invest any anything until the networks are going to come around and air us. And honestly, if Shelly and I, with our ticket sales and our hustle and our story and our first fucking epic fight, can't sell a network, what the hell is there for women's boxing, right? Like, what do these girls have to look up to?
Have either of you ever thought? One more. Have either of you ever thought about possibly, making this into like a documentary type of thing to help others to see like how important it is?
If they're gonna pay us, no, I'm just
For real, we ain't doing. I ain't
show us
taking
the money.
jobs for no money.
Go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
It's been tried to be covered before, but the problem is, and the truth of the matter is like MMA is a really publicized sport, whether it's for men or for women. Boxing promoters really don't promote boxing. I said this for a long time. Like, you can have a guy like Terrence Crawford, who's pound for pound probably one of the best fighters right now, could walk into a crowded restaurant, and how many people would know who he is? Because boxing promoters don't promote boxing. If you're not a boxing fan, you don't know who Terrence Crawford is. He's not on all these Nike billboards like he should be. He should be walking through Times Square like he's Derek Jeter, and he's not. Because boxing doesn't promote its boxers. They don't promote the shows. They're just like they use boxing fans watch them.
Now, let me guys ask you this really quick. I know Heather touched on this. I'm kind of curious. So what's the deal here with in terms of endorsements? Can you guys not receive them, or?
Nobody wants to invest because we're not on TV. Like, how do you sell yourself to a company and say, like for MMA, it was easy. You'd have a company who'd be like, okay, you're going to be on, the Time Warner Network or Spike TV. That's going to get Bellator shows average about 600,000 to 800,000 views each one. Put my name on your back. I'll give you $2,500. $2,500. I used to make a minimum of 10 grand just in sponsorships. People sewing their name on my gear for both my weigh-in and my fights because of the visibility. If I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to fight in Madison Square Garden and 200 people might actually see it that are sitting close enough, who the hell is going to want to give me $3 grand or $5 grand to put their name on my shorts? Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
People want to give you sponsorships and give you free protein powder, or, I'll give you free T-shirts, or I'll give you free this. Nobody writes checks if you're not on TV.
And if they do, they're small.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I get more sponsorships for my social media following and posting on social media, which again is very small, but you don't get anything from boxing. People don't want to invest.
So in your eyes,
promoters, and if the sport of boxing isn't going to invest in us, why the hell should a local business or a protein company or a meal prep company, like, why are they going to want to financially invest when our promoters and the networks and boxing itself isn't promoting the actual fight?
Yeah, so I was going to touch on that. So, like you said, you mentioned Ronda Rousey and Dana White, kind of how he took the leap with her. They had the Ultimate Fighter run with Miesha Tate, and that kind of blew up women's MMA. Is that really what women's boxing needs to do? Is like the promoters really just need to take that huge leap forward, put you guys as a co-main main event on a pay-per-view or TV card, and just throw you out there and see what happens?
Yeah, and I think that boxers, sorry to interrupt, I think that women fighters need to start just being seen as fighters, and that the most qualified individuals need to be put on cards, not this one female on a card bullshit, because then what happens? Then we all wind up fighting with each other over the one spot, and we're not fighting with the guy who's making us fight over the one spot. You know how many I can't speak for any other states because I'm at a Gleason's, but there are 7 world champions in Gleason's right now, and they're all females. And I bet you I could name every one of them, and most people wouldn't even know their names because they're not advertised, they're not publicized, and they're not put on big cards.
You've been following boxing for quite some time, right? How do you compare the development of women's boxing over the years? Just compared to men's boxing. Obviously men's boxing has developed much more, but what's been the huge delay here? Like, why? What's stunted the growth?
But you know what? Not for nothing. Like, it's still bad, but it has elevated. So we can't act like there was no movement, because there has been movement. It's just right. It's not where it needs to be, because it's definitely better than how it was a few years ago.
But if you look at male boxing, guys have been boxing in the Olympics since the very first Olympics. Boxing is one of the oldest sports in the Olympics. Boxing and wrestling, 2 oldest sports in the Olympics. Women did not box in the Olympics until 2012?
Yep.
So there's your answer right there, right? It was 2012. It was 1999 or 1998 before women were even allowed to box in the New York City Golden Gloves. Bruce Silverglade talked about in the early 1990s, he used to have to close down Gleason's gym and let the girls in at night to do their sparring because they weren't allowed during the day. So this is how far behind boxing is from accepting women. And now you walk into a boxing gym anywhere all over the planet, and 9 out of 10 boxing coaches will tell you they would rather coach women because women listen, because women are diligent, because women pay attention, because women come to train when they're supposed to and don't take it for granted. Right, because we have to earn it.
Yeah. Now look at I think the other thing that's wrong with our situation too is women is, you know what I'm saying, is like you if you put a male, all right, there's a male athlete on the cover of a magazine. What is he wearing?
Yeah.
What's he wearing? He's wearing his uniform, right?
A jersey, yeah.
Usually his uniform, right? Now you put a female athlete on the cover of a magazine. What is she in?
A bra, usually, like sports bra?
Bikini, a bra, spandex. So we're not being respected for athletes. We're being respected for, well, not me, obviously, but for as sex symbols. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember that Susie Taylor, I think that was her name. You're never going to be on TV. They're never going to put you on TV because you look like a little boy. Sex sells. And I'm like, you would tell your daughter that? Like, take off your clothes, little girl? I said, you guys are instilling the wrong message into all these young ladies. You know what I'm saying? So then I get on TV, me and Heather, one of the first ones, and I did it in a straight jacket and a motherfucking mask. Like, I didn't even care about my face and nothing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and it's just like, it's people like that, and those are what's wrong. We don't get respected for athletes, us as women, as a whole, because of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a huge problem. I think it's more of an underlying problem, like our society. But definitely a huge thing in sports because you see the top female athletes always do these kind of like photo shoots, being very revealing, whether it be Ronda Rousey, Misha Tate, all these other women fighters that are elevated. I think because mainly to their looks.
Right, and a lot of people said that about me in the beginning. Like they were like, "Oh, she's only getting attention because she's cute, because she's pretty, because she's this, because she's that." And I'd be like, "Really? Because I ain't getting fucking paid, as adorable as I might be." So it's like you might get attention for it, but where the hell is it getting me? Absolutely friggin' nowhere.
Okay.
This is a shitty place to be. Women's boxing is a shitty place to be. For old ladies like
but
me.
But it's getting better.
Right.
Slowly but surely, we're tiptoeing, but it's getting, it's bad. It's not going to change in our time, but
no.
It's going to be better for the little girls.
Yeah, what's nice is seeing the young girls in the gym, like the Jessie Lynn Silvas and the young girls who are coming up, and you see them going to nationals and competing, and they come and see you and they say things like, "It's because of your fight that I realized I could do this." And that's what makes it worth it. I mean, I could retire and feel like I did my job, but it's disappointing that I can't eke one little stupid paycheck out of it to be able to take my daughter on vacation and kind of buy an expensive pair of red bottoms, that I haven't been there in my career yet.
Yeah, you guys, eventually, 10, 15 years down the road, if women's boxing
I'm going to be dead.
You guys get...
I know, I'm going to have CTE somewhere. Somebody's going to be taking care of me in my home.
You guys aren't that old.
I'm old.
Yes, we are.
I'm way older than I look.
I know. Same. I can totally probably be your mother.
Heather, let me ask you this. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Heather, if your daughter wanted to box, what would you say?
I would love it. I would rather my daughter be in the ring fighting than in the ring holding them damn cards. So, we see whatever my kid wants to do. My mama told me when I was young, I don't care if you want to pump gas, just own the gas station. Be the best you can be. So I try to be supportive, whatever my kid wants. I'd love for her to be in the gym and pick up mama's legacy, but she just ain't there. She don't want to do it. My kid likes music and art and drawing and theater. So I try to stand behind her and encourage her to do whatever she loves. You can't ask for more from your kids than to just do what they love.
Absolutely. Pat?
If you guys want to explain, I don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, how do you think the fight's going to go? But, I'm sure both of you guys, have to have,
hold up. Honest opinion. Did you guys think Heather won that first fight?
Shelly, what do I tell you all the time?
Say it out loud.
I felt like it was a draw. I honestly felt like it was a draw.
I would have been able to deal with a draw just being in New York. You know what I'm saying? But and that makes it kind of like, oh shit, I got to go back over there again. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. This time, Heather, it's going to be way different. Way different.
You better hope it's going to be different.
Oh, it's going to be.
If you ain't going to be
hey,
different, it's
you know what?
Be an
After the summer,
fight.
the last fight was in summer, and you're the heat, but this one's happening in the fall. I'm leaving with my property. I'm leaving. My hands are going to be on you twice the time that they were on you before. My hands are going to be on you so much, Devin's going to be mad. Like, why is she touching my woman like that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
telling you.
One-liners.
One-liners all day.
No, she said.
That's what got us on TV in the first place.
you better go tweet that. My hands are going to be on you so much, Devin's going to be mad. Oh, Shelly wins again. I'm gonna bust your ass.
I'm being in Twitter streets anyway. Nah, man, you crazy. You crazy. Crazy. This is, you know what? And this one, it's gonna be easier for me, I think.
Why is that?
I don't think it's the same anymore.
Why? Because of MMA?
Because of a lot of things, but you know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the old Shalito in this fight. The old Shalito.
You know what? You're gonna see the new heat, and it is not fucking pretty. Let me just tell you that. This is an angry old woman. You're getting an angry old woman.
And I deal with those all the time.
A middle-aged angry mom, okay? Because that's what you're getting. You're getting a mom tired of her daughter's shit, tired of stuff at the gym.
You forgot. I raised a little girl her whole life too.
All right, it's different when it's your own.
It is mine.
So you guys are fighting for this title. This is it right here.
Yep.
I mean, this is what we both have been fighting for.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is two dreams on the line. This isn't like, oh, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, this is a big thing for me. For me, personally, you only get a banner up at Gleason's Gym when you're a world champion. I've had 4 titles. None of them a world title. Bruce Silverglade made my banner 3 years ago, and he's been waiting to hang it up. And I can't retire till I have one. So this fight has my heart and soul into it just for that. Like, I can't retire until I hang my banner.
Well, that might have to happen in the rubber match, because definitely not happening on the 27th. Definitely not happening on the 27th. I'll die in that ring before I leave without that strap.
All right.
I add it to my other strap.
I'll make sure I bring a priest.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at Heather's putting her whole heart into it. I'm putting my whole heart into it. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing but to expect is fireworks and fucking excitement. And it's a damn shame that HBO needs to just step up, period. And the public needs to demand that they step it up. Everybody needs to be speaking out. I mean, my Facebook is all HBO, Eddie Hearn, put him on TV. I know Heather's whole Twitter is like that. I don't really be in the Twitter streets like that. I just ain't into Twitter. But my whole Instagram, everything is get it on HBO, get it on HBO. You know what I'm saying? And the public needs to demand it, because if enough people are vocal about it, they're going to pop it in at the end, because they're going to be like, we have to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? And this is a fight that they're definitely not going to get a disappointment. All they got to do is watch the first one. You know, so just keep being vocal and keep telling everybody to be vocal.
And asking your fans, tweet out HBO every single day. Tweet
Eddie Hearn,
tweet Eddie Hearn, tweet Lou DiBella. Ask them, why ain't we doing this?
Well, we're gonna create a petition also, because definitely this fight deserves, both of you deserve the spotlight. You've earned the spotlight, and it's out of respect. You both should be given that spotlight to say, you know what, let's put this fight on and give them exactly what they need.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Any last words?
We done talking. We're done talking. I think we're done talking. We just ready to perform. Like, we let our hands talk now.
For real.
Any last words, Pat?
No, I think I've asked everything I wanted to ask. Got all my answers that I was curious about. Thank you guys very much again for coming on once more. It's always a pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you both.
We need more people interested in women's boxing like you guys.
Absolutely. And we're going to put this out, and we're going to spread it, and we're going to bang on some doors. We're going to, get as many people to sign up as possible. Yeah, we're going to kick over some doors, absolutely.
Right.
And get as many people to, yell from here to the mountains and say, put this on HBO.
Yeah, at the very least, this fight needs to be at least streamed somewhere. Maybe do like a $10
not even
service.
Something. It just needs to be on television.
Yeah, get us some. Come on, we need some money. Get us some sponsors. Come on.
I got you.
Absolutely.
Let's just make it an HBO event. Come on.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right. Talk soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Easy.
Bye.
All right, X. Well, that was good stuff.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I'm very thankful that both Shelly and Heather called in, and it was all about them. And that's exactly what this podcast is all about. That's exactly what this fight is all about. It's about them, you know. I mean, Daniel Jacobs and Sergey Derevyanchenko are definitely the main event. They are the headliner, but you know, Shelly Vincent and Heather Hardy deserve to have their fight seen just as much as the other guys as well.
Yeah, that's what you gotta love about this sport. That's why I love this podcast so much. We bring on these people, and like, although these people are top athletes, these guys are just and women are just normal people, just like us, trying to make ends meet and everything. You know, they got their struggles just like us. So it's always good to hear what they have to say.
And it was great to learn, because you know, I love to speak. I know we both do. We love to speak with the athletes and learn more about them from a humanistic side, from you know, and understanding that they're just not, you know, athletes that we cut on the TV or pay for a ticket to watch them fight. These are real people who live daily lives just like us. They work hard. They've overcome trials and tribulations and obstacles in life. They've had successes. They've had downfalls. You know, sometimes they're struggling some days. Sometimes they're not. You know, they're living day to day just like any other person in the world. So it's a great feeling to have both women come on. We get to talk to them about real life situations and also how to enhance their position, in hopes that other people will really tune in, pay attention, and say, you know what, let's make this count. Because, you know, we're looking at, this is history in the making. I don't understand what other people are seeing, but I see history in the making. They've already had a fight of such magnitude, which is legendary, their first fight. Their second fight is definitely going to be jam-packed with tons of action. Both of them are going to come in. They're going to throw everything that they have. And it's guaranteed to have another third fight. So I just don't see why you can't have this fight on a national network for the world to watch, for the world to witness, to see both of these women give it their all, you know?
Absolutely.
And I can talk all day about it. I can yell till the sun come up, but you know what? We're just voices right now in the wind, and we just need some more voices to be even louder, you know?
Yeah, people listen to us. Anyone that's listening, you know, make sure you support women's boxing, support Heather, support Shelly, because, you know, like X said, their first fight was incredible. I mean, throw women out the window. This is one of the, you know, greatest boxing matches in a while. I mean, so the rematch just has to be, you know, highly anticipated. I have no idea why it's not on anywhere network right now. But hopefully, again, that changes in the near future. They still have a bit before the fight, so hopefully they can work something out. Definitely get this fight viewed.
Agreed. Well, that's it for this episode. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
But next week we got a special guest coming on. Stay tuned. Stay locked in for that person. I think Pat is going to really enjoy this one.
I don't even know yet. It's a surprise for me.
Stay tuned. It's coming. Shoot the 5. Xavier Porter, Pat DeMoss. See you guys soon.